G'day, this is Simon at South OC Cars and Copy. No James this morning, unfortunately. He's at the HRE open house. And as you can see, we've got a bit of a miserable day, but it's not kept the cars away. We've got some cool stuff like behind me, APU number 974 Alfa Romeo, such a V8 car. And I looked into 79, man, this thing's like Artura, the Lamborghini goes, he's all over the same go, which is pretty cool. A ton of other interesting stuff as well. I remember if they're coming to South OC Cars and Bobby, please remember to respect our rules. They're speeding, they're robbing the burnouts. That includes all the streets of San Clemente and getting a lot of those freeways. All right, let's go bring North and check some stuff out. This is the Alfa Romeo I was just talking about. Isn't it beautiful? You can see the line similarities between a Miura and this car, even though this is obviously front engine, Miura is mid-engine. But just little things like the headlight covers, that beautiful signature Alfa Romeo grille down there, the vent on the hood, just so many little things about this era. So 1974, we're going to make this car of the week. There's a signature from the designer in there, which is very, very cool. Yeah, we're going to make this car of the week, so make sure to check that video out because I want you to see under the hood of this thing the beautiful quad cam V8 with mechanical fuel injection. I said to the owner, I bet that's fun to tune, and he sort of looked at me and smiled and went, no, it's not. But man, what a beautiful car from an amazing era of cars. 1974, Alfa Romeo. This is the Ferrari Roma, and you know, I still can't decide whether I like this car or not. I think it looks better in black than other colours because of this grille. But once you put this into a colour and you see that coloured grille on there, the jury is still out for me. I mean, there's no doubt though, it is a spectacular car mechanically, and the back end of it is extremely elegant. It is a really, really interesting car. Time will tell whether it becomes one of those cars that people look back at as being beautiful, or one of the ones they look back at and go, yeah, that wasn't one of the best cars of Ferrari through the years. So this is Ferrari's new 296 GTB, very, very pretty car, and it's also a move away from the V8 that they had in something like this 458 Italia over here, and then the 488 and the F8, for example. And they've moved to a V6 with a hybrid, so the V6 itself is around about 650-ish horsepower. Throw the hybrid motor on top, and it's over 830 horsepower, so that's a very, very, very quick car. Now, you just heard the 458 start up over there. You asked me, that is the way a Ferrari should sound. Well, of course, the V8 sounds great, and so does their V12. So the jury is still out for me whether the V6 will ever have that sound, but a very quick car, very beautiful car, and obviously the direction the manufacturers have to go to achieve the efficiency that they're required. Now, we just talked about the Ferrari and how they went from obviously a V8 into a V6. Same thing with this. This is the Artura from McLaren, and they also went away from using a V8 in their car into a V6 with a hybrid system. So same sort of thing, more horsepower than the previous model. But once again, for me, jury's out. Do you want the V8 or do you want to go for something that's a V6 hybrid? Personally, I will always go for more capacity because there is no substitute for cubic inches. I was just about to walk past this M3 and noticed it's had a ton of work done to it, aside from the carbon fibre here. Have a look at this air pickup they've done. So there's a pad filter that's in here, but forcing air through into that side, it's pretty cool. Obviously it's got a strut brace at the top there, more carbon fibre there, roll cage in it, carbon fibre shifter on it there. some decent rubber. This is a nice little car. They've done some good work to it. Carbon fibre trunk lid and carbon fibre hood as well. Someone's put a ton of TLC into this thing. Now I was walking up on this F-150 and I thought, well wheels on it. Kind of skinnies on the front. Some, they look like a Mickey Thompson on the back. ET Street drag radials basically. This thing's running a Coyote, high-rise manifold. There's guys out there taking these trucks and doing killer quarter miles because of course they're all-wheel drive and they hook up and they're lightweight. So great example of a really cool built truck.
Thank God that the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house. Levitating now, I'm super duper fly now. London boy, but DC where I reside now. Put the time in while you always yelling time out.
You know, there's lots of variations of the new Ford Bronco on the market. This one, they've absolutely nailed that retro look. I mean, starting with these painted steel wheels. I'm sure they're alloys, but they look like the original wheels. The color scheme of the thing and the light blue with the white grille, just like the old original. This thing, when it drove in, I actually had to do a double take with it to see whether it was a new one or an old one. And that to me means you're getting the retro side of things right. Even the dash on these things looks kind of retro as well. So there's certainly a trend towards retro vehicles, and that's been happening, I guess, since the Gen 5 Camaro and the Thunderbird that was done and the Challenger that was built, all those sort of cars. But Ford are just continuing it with this amazing new Bronco. It's just a shame that Chevy hasn't done the same thing with the Blazer.
So I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah, I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah. I'm going mainstream. Damn.
Have a look at this beautiful original old Falcon. What amazing condition. Love the white wool tyres. I guess they're a fake wire rim. They're actually a hubcap, I think. And the striping, that red interior. We used to have these in Australia. This is what Ford was doing in Australia back in the 60s. Basically pressing the metal in Australia, but based on a US car. But this isn't this wonderful? Just looks great on every angle. Classic old car. There is a row of cars each week at the back, and every time I walk past I go, man, this lineup is beautiful. It's a mix of Challengers, Chargers, like Plymouths, Chryslers, Dodgers, Dusters, all sorts of things that we see through here. This one obviously a 440 in there, looking good. Another one with a six-pack 440. Really interesting front on this Plymouth with the overhead lights on it. Reminds me a lot of the Fairlanes of that kind of era. Another one over here, this one's got a 318 in it, the smaller of the Mopar motors. This over here looks like a big block in there. Belvedere here, which is obviously a Plymouth, and then a ringing over here with the El Camino. But isn't it great seeing this lineup of all of these amazing Mopar cars? That is it for another week. Thank you so much for watching. I want to do a big shout out to all of our sponsors. We've got the Bracketeer Wear Marketing, Master, Maguire's, Hemmings, VinFast, by Accident Attorneys, Next Level Auto Protection, Alpha Towing Company, 101 Vans, Josh the Auto Buyer, Mountain View Adventure Vehicles, Carbontastic, and Happy Jewelers. I also want to do a big thank you to all of our volunteers. We could not do the show without them. If you would like to become a volunteer, please hit us up on our Southeastern Cars and Coffee merch
Instagram page. That's where we handle all of our merch, t-shirts, hats, hoodies, you name it. If you sign up, become a volunteer, you get to bring your car in early, and you also get a free coffee and donut from Rebbies. A big thank you to Rebbies for doing that, and also feeding the masses, and also a big thank you to the outlets to St. Benny for allowing us to be here. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. We'll see you back here next week for another South OC Cars and Coffee.